Greetings, everyone. My name is Barbara Coverson. I am the program manager for Family Strengthening Families. And it is time for our Parent Talk at Discovery Center podcast. We're so excited today because this is the first time we will be having actual special guests from outside of our center is here with us today to share with us. And I think I want to just start by letting them introduce themselves, and then we'll just kind of go around the room introducing ourselves. But we'll give our guests a chance first to share with us who they are.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Dionne Humphries. I am the outreach specialist for the System of Care program.
Good evening. My name is Sheila Vance. I'm the MAP team coordinator for community counseling service.
Hello, I'm Lois O'Neal, and I'm the family services coordinator for community counseling's SOC program.
All right, Miss Lois, I don't know what we do without all of you all because we work so well together, but we have a new addition to our team. We're so excited to have her with us, Miss Joey.
Okay, I am Joey Ford, the new family and community outreach specialist with Family Strengthening Families at the Discovery Center. I'm glad to be here.
That's a mouthful in it, Miss Joey.
It is.
I know I used to be family, whatever. But we know it. So we're so happy that you're our family specialist here with us at Discovery Center. And we are trying something new for the first time. We have been doing most of our podcasts virtually. So we're doing a little hybrid today where we have some here in the office in person, and then we are still doing some virtually. So we have two of our just faithful few so joining us on today. So Veronica and Roy Ann, would you all kind of introduce yourselves and we'll begin our podcast today.
So I'm Veronica King, and I'm here as the systems navigator at the Discovery Center.
Good afternoon. My name is Roy Ann Bell, and I'm with Project Care at the Discovery Center.
Yay! All right. So we have a team of people that all of us like to talk. So I hope we can get everything done that we've set out to do today. So I guess I want to start with you, Miss Dionne. First of all, let me say that we're all so thankful, all of us here at Discovery Center, and how we are able to just collaborate on different projects and work together with our families. That really means a lot. I always truly believe, Ms. Lloyd, we are better together. We can do better by working as a team as opposed to trying to work against each other, to serve our families. Right. So Miss Dionne, start off by what is SOC?
Okay, so the System of Care program basically is a non-traditional approach to mental health counseling. We provide mental health services to children and youth 0 to 21 years of age, those that are mentally ill or at risk of mental illness and face different challenges in the home. We also offer a wide variety of services from individual therapy to family therapy, crisis support, community support, peer support, grief therapy, anything dealing with self-esteem building. We offer those services as well to the youth and their families. We also host about 8 groups each month for the kids and their families. Ms. Lois will get into that as well when it's her time to talk and share. But basically the groups were developed to encourage, empower, and enlighten our kids with SOC.
I noticed, Veronica, Roy, and Ms. Joy, if you all feel the need to just jump in and ask a question, please do so. Because, I'm the question king too, Ms. Lois. You just have to be sitting next to the one like that. I have a whole lot of questions. But I heard you say something about grief counseling. And, I was just thinking with, like Veronica, Roy, Joy, we know so many people in our community have suffered losses because of COVID. Right. So I don't know of any family that has not been touched by that. Right. And it's a lot of grieving going on. So I know that's a special service. Sounds like you provide among many services that is needed and necessary right now.
Right.
Yeah.
We definitely had a child to lose a parent during that time when COVID first hit. And she's benefited well from our services.
Yeah. Sometimes people don't think that grieving is like, like you're gonna get over it, so just go through it. But there are things we can do to help,
right?
So that it's not worse than, you know, what it is.
Right, right.
Miss Lois.
Hello there.
Veronica, now if I sit next to Miss Lois and I keep asking her all these questions, Miss Lois, you're gonna still be my friend when we leave, right?
Of course, what I told you earlier I was gonna do.
I don't know. Oh, no. Yeah, so just kind of tell us a little bit about what you do at Community Counseling System of Care.
Okay, I'm the family services coordinator, and basically, you know, I it's my responsibility or in my description to be familiar with regional and community resources to offer to our families. I also we try to educate our families, you know, on their child's mental condition, mental diagnosis and whatever like that, and trying to make sure those families understand and they can do things themselves. We try to teach them the things that they can do with their child. Excuse me, like for instance, on the weekends, you know, the therapist or the community support person is not there. If your child is having a crisis or going through something, then you need to know who to call and what to do. So we try to teach that to them. We try to, you know, to enlighten our therapists and enlighten our parents too. With family services, we have monthly meetings. Right now, we have them on Zoom, and we have monthly meetings, and when we discuss a lot of different things from finances to mental health to smoking and things like that. When in April we did child abuse, and we've done domestic violence, and so just every different things according to the months. Also, you know, a lot of our kids, not a lot of our kids, but some of our kids also have IEPs or 504s and things like that. And today we're finding that parents don't really just understand exactly what that IEP entails for their children, what it entitles them to for their children. So we try to hook them with resources and hook them with other trainings and things like that to help them to understand, you know, what it is they can get with it for their child, what it is they can go to school and ask for. You know, you're not just going there to sign a piece of paper. You're going there to get the best education possible for your child with your child's ruling, special educational ruling, whatever it is. You know, you want the best services possible for your child. And we have to teach you how to navigate that, because, you know, we can do it for you, but it's not, I think, you know, we have to teach you how to do it, because when we're not around, you still should be able to do it. You know, and so, and then like, especially since COVID came out, you know, it was like, well, you don't have to come to a meeting, we don't have to have a meeting, you just sign this piece of paper. You know, and I got a parent that might not can read and just sign that paper and not know what they're signing their child up for, or what their child is going to end up. So we teach them, you know, to make sure that you understand and teach them that there are advocacy programs out there, just especially for you, because you have a child who has a disability. You know, and there are advocacy programs out there that can help you, that you can use. All you have to do is call. You know, so that's basically the gist of my services with family services.
Right. Any of you ladies have any questions?
I had, I think about 2 questions. So, Ms. Lois, you mentioned the monthly family meetings. So would a parent have to sign up for services to attend those meetings, or could they just join? And if so, how could they do that?
A person can just join. You don't have to necessarily be in services. We do want some of our parents, some of our parents, the kids that are in services, to come to the meetings also, but they don't have to be. And then the thing about it is too, they can be like, as we have young parents. So, you know, we try to encourage them to join too. So all they have to do is, I send out an email, and the email has I sent out a flyer, and that flyer has my email address and my phone number on it. All they have to do is contact me. Oh, Veronica, if you know somebody that needs those services, needs those monthly services, they can come in like that. You know, we also try, and speaking of that, we also try, like I try like with our kids with our teenagers who have babies, we try to tell them about the programs here at the Discovery Center, especially the Parent Perfect. And the first thing they said, well, I don't want nobody seeing me looking like this. So like, baby, you can pick up the phone. They don't have to see your face, just hit you. So I'm saying, so we try to just encourage them to do these things, you know, because they're young and they don't know. And so, you know, if we, like Barbara mentioned earlier, you know, if we continue to work together, then hopefully we can help the kids in our community. And, you know, the good thing about, you know, us doing a lot of things virtual now is that they don't have to be in Oktibbeha County. They can be in Lowndes County or they can be in Winston County and still benefit from these meetings from the families, because we do all 7 counties. But as far as like the Discovery Center, they can be in different counties and still benefit from the meetings that are being held.
Okay, because that was gonna be my second or third question, was, you know, would they have to be in a particular county? So thank you for answering that for me.
Yeah, you know, so I think we kind of serve some of the, I know we do serve Oktibbeha County Discovery Center, but our particular grant serves those same 7 counties. So it's good to be able to know that we can refer some of our parents to you, and you can refer, because we, you know, we can work together to help them meet the needs of that particular family. So that particular family is strengthened, you know. Yeah. All right. Anybody else have any questions?
Ms. Lois,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
heard you mention young parents. How prevalent is that in our county, in Oktibbeha County right now? Or can you give me some type of, you know, kind of a feel for, you know, how many kids are really, you know, in that situation?
Excuse me, I can't really answer that for Oktibbeha County. Keep in mind, we're in all 7 of the counties.
Okay.
So, you know, I know I got some, I have some here. I also have some that are no longer in our SOC services because they have aged out, but they still can access your services, you know. And then we have some in all different counties. We have some teen mothers. You know, we have some that are losing babies. We have some that are having the miscarriages and things like that. And we have some that are pregnant and might not know that they're pregnant and they don't know what's their next step. So as far as a figure, I can't give you a figure.
I heard you say that something about aging out, Ms. Lewis. So what is the age range that you serve?
The age range that we serve is from 0 to 21.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So yeah, I just want to jump backwards for just a moment before we get to Miss Sheila, because I know she's just jumping at the bit.
Oh, I'm listening, I'm listening.
But can we talk about the IEP for just a moment? And I guess I just thinking about that because my son had one when he was in school. And I know that sometimes they're not always forthcoming about what the rights of the parent and the student is. And so that's one thing you found that, you know, if what you have in the IEP is not working, you don't have to wait until the end of we need another meeting. And I guess how involved do you get with that? If something is not working, how involved do you get with providing assistance to, it's time to try something different. And everybody needs to get back together to be able to get this done.
Well, you know, I can go to the schools with the parent or either our case, our community support, our peer support, our therapists, they can go to schools with the parents to do these meetings. You know, a lot of mine experience came from a family member of mine. And it was before I started with community counseling. And it was like, I just don't understand, you know, this is my child and this is not working and this is not working doing this. And I just told her, I said, well, you know what? I said, your child has an IEP, has a handicap condition or disability. I said, if your child needs a red carpet rolled out to him from the time he get out of your car to the time he gets to the classroom, then by law, they have to provide that. A lot of people don't understand that these are privileges and these are opportunities. These are things that the school district has to provide by law.
Yeah.
And you know, and they kind of like sometimes because they think that we don't understand or whatever like that, or because we don't go to the IEP meetings, thing like that, they want to sweep it up under the rug, you know, and things like that. But and he ended up going, you know, being committed in different things like that. And of course, you know, things got better after I told her what to do and went to the meeting with her. But, you know, we just have to focus on, you know, this is what your child can do. And we have to teach our parents. Sometimes we have to teach our parents.
Yeah.
You know, this is, look, this is what your child is entitled to. Do you, and then, you know, a lot of times, you know, we don't think, you know, do you understand, you know, entitled, this is your child's right. He has,
Right.
your
Mhm.
child is entitled to this. So if my child is entitled to it,
Mhm.
oh baby, you can be a bet. I'm gonna do everything.
I know.
Right, Bob?
I did.
Okay,
I
then.
guess that's why we're kindred spirits, Ms. Lord, because I
Okay.
really had to do that. And I know if you don't advocate for your child, they'll fall by the cracks. Because
Right.
I was just thinking how, you know, he has 9 fingers, so you know, and so he couldn't write really well. You know, he wasn't right. So they had to get him a laptop.
Oh yeah.
and they didn't want to do it because it costs money, you know. And I couldn't help it that it costs money. He needs that intervention.
Right.
So you'll be able to read what he's writing.
Right.
And then to him, it was like he loved it because he's got a computer. He's just, you know, and so now he was doing better. And all it simply needed was a laptop that he was entitled to, but it was going to cost money. So sometimes I think if we just think about that, what is it going to take for my child to be successful in school? And not everybody is like, you know, some people really do want to help your children
Right.
to progress. You just have to advocate for them when that's not the case.
Right.
Yeah. So anybody else have another question for the SOC people? System of care. Now I know what that means. System of care.
And one thing about our program that we both failed to mention is that if a person does not have insurance, does not have Medicaid, they can still be seen because we are a grant program.
Okay.
And so we can still see individuals.
That's wonderful. So that's great to know that this is another resource, Veronica, that we have in the community for those that may not, because, you know, we probably with COVID, we've had a lot of people probably without, you know, jobs and insurance and all of those things, because it had a domino effect. So we are here to help serve our families. All right, so let's see. Anybody else before we jump to Miss we might come back to y'all too. We don't know about when Veronica gets started, you know.
I'm gonna let Miss Barbara do it today.
Miss Sheila, tell us a little bit about your program. I know all of this is kind of under in the community counseling umbrella, but I know you have a specific piece that you play. So I know you're with the MAP team program, the coordinator for it. And so I don't even know, just help us out and tell us what MAP stands for.
Okay, well, MAP team stands for Making a Plan. And what I do, I have my monthly meeting in my 7 counties. And the main goal of my meeting is to bring stakeholders to the meeting with valuable resources that we can connect our family and children and community to. As you were saying about the IEP plan, we have family allies on our call. And that's one of our great stakeholders. And they have a drop call for IEP. And I stress that for people to get on there. So mothers and parents and know their rights for their children. So anybody with IEP plan, please get on it and get on that. So the main thing, like I said, with MAP team is to get the stakeholders there to get this valuable information out to the parents. And just like building partnership with Discovery Center. We're trying to be a partnership so we can help our community. And I always tell people, if I don't grow as a MAP team coordinator, Discovery Center not gonna grow. I can't be high and it still look down on other organizations. So we bring them to the table and get the resource out. And as you know, I've been doing it virtually, and hopefully in July, I'll be coming back face to face, and still gonna do Zoom because we got some valuable stakeholders that couldn't make it. But during COVID, they came out and got on the podcast on Zoom with me. So hopefully July is my goal to get it back out here.
All right. So, you know, Miss Sheila, I think the first time I met you was a few years ago. And I think it was in Macon. I don't know. I think we were in Macon. I run around to these different counties. And it was getting close to Christmas. And you were trying to round up some toys and all that.
Yes,
And I always remembered that, you know, she was trying to have a toy drive so that families in need would have toys for their children at Christmas.
I did.
And you know, that was my first impression of you, my first Yeah, see, you didn't. I'm past 50, but I got some of my memories.
Yeah, I love that. That's one of my goals, and I'm starting to back up, Miss Barbara, in July. And last year we did it, and it was the first time we ever done it with new toys. We always did like used, gentle used toys. So this year we're gonna do the same thing. Our goal is to get each child new toys. So I'm gonna start up in July. I'm gonna be out here pounding the pavement again, going to these business, because our children is important to us, and we don't want anyone that come up Christmas and don't have anything, you know. So just the simplest thing that we can do for our family is good, you know. And piggyback on what Ms. Lois was saying for the SOC, part of my job also, if children don't have money to see a doctor, we have a grant, because we grant funded through the Department of Mental Health. We pay for that, you know, and so we pay for some of the children clothing. We just want them to go to school to feel good. And as you were saying about mental health, there's mental health when you go to school and you don't have clothes, you know, to wear, because kids are getting bullied. So my job is to help their family feel good, and the kids, you know, go out there and miss what you're learning. People don't think it miss what you're learning. So we do help with clothing. We help with rent assistance. There's some that, you know, mental health also. You don't have a place to stay. So it's several things that we do to help these families to stay comfortable in their home.
Yes. Okay. So that's great. Now y'all know I'll have a question just like that, but I'm just trying to let y'all jump in.
Well, I didn't have a question, Miss Barbara, but I was just listening to Dionne, Miss Lois, Miss Sheila speak. I'm just thinking about the dedication, the passion that they put into, you know, every time we're networking and partnering with them, what I see, and just listening to you, you know, share about your earliest memory of meeting Miss Sheila. I always think of Miss Sheila as the person I just call when I just don't know who else to call, because Miss Sheila's words always gonna be, well, if we can't do it, I'm gonna call you back. I'm gonna find somebody that can, you know, and she will, like, she's gonna, like, in my experience working with her in MAP team, like she said, just bringing everybody together, because sometimes we don't really know what other agencies or resources are out there, but Ms. Sheila is kind of like that connector and bringing everybody in and just getting those services in place for our families. So that's just what I was sitting here thinking about, the partnership and just how all of these resources go together. And not only are we strengthening families, but like you were saying, Ms. Sheila, making sure their needs are met mentally, physically, you know, financially, everything is kind of wrapped up in one thing, and it's getting, you know, it's getting provided for them. All those services are being provided by one agency or the other. So I didn't have a question, Ms. Barbara, that time. I was just sitting here listening though.
That was a good observation. That was a great observation for you to have made, because I know we have multiple projects that we do throughout the year, and you ladies are always there for us and helping us with our multiple projects. And I'm talking about Miss Royanne with hard labor.
Yes, yes.
Miss Dionne can get it done, man. Yes, indeed. I'm just saying, we, you know, they don't shy away from working, and I think that shows the heart of a person when they're willing to do things behind the scene. You know, some people want to just get all the glory, and then, you know, and they don't really participate in the story. So, but what happened, you ladies, you were always there from beginning to end. And you know, when we're in a crunch, and when we're not in a crunch, you're always there. So we are very appreciative of that. Yeah, so Miss Ryan, do you have any question or anything before we
No, just like Miss Veronica, I'm just so grateful for community counseling services and all of the agencies that come and partner with us and collaborate with us so that we can meet the needs of our families. There may be something that we can't provide for them, but we can point them in the direction that they need to go. So thank you, ladies. We appreciate you greatly.
Thank you. And I think it was only fitting for you all to be the first ones that come as special guests of us on this new adventure that we have called the podcast. So we are grateful that you were able to come and share your program with our audience. We have this, of course, it will be published on YouTube, on our podcast station, Discovery Center,
Parent Talk.
Yeah, your parent
Parent Talk.
Look at Veronica, remember.
Get it out there.
Thank you, Veronica. Parent Talk at Discovery Center. And you can just search for that and it'll be at that location on YouTube. But before we go today, I know that you kind of touched on a little bit about some of the services that you offer. I just know that this is, I think, is National Mental Health Month. And we want to talk just a little bit about that because that was one of the last, I think that was your topic on your last family services meeting.
Mhm.
And I just want to tell you that those family service meetings are very informational and very helpful, you know. And that's why, you know, nobody knows everything, but if we can share what we do know.
Right.
And so I enjoy getting on those family services meetings. Miss Joy is helping me to stay on track a little bit. Miss Joy got a hard job. Y'all know it, right? What Veronica finally mastered me. And she like, this is where you go now. It's 9:55. You need to get on this. So Miss Joy has been working on that. She's getting there. Yeah, she is. But she has, I want to say this. I'm so grateful to have Miss Joy because and she is who she is, because I didn't think it was going to be able to be anybody to replace Miss Veronica. But Joy is doing an awesome job, and I'm so grateful that she is another great part of our team. And I'm telling you, she likes to talk too. So eventually she's gonna get, she's trying to get, I know she's feeling us out. But if we get back, Miss Lois, you're gonna be like, okay, you did this shit. We're so thankful.
You're smiling.
Somebody wanna know what
I just
But you know, Miss Barbara, Joy brings in a lot of experience too, and I don't think she shared everything with us yet. But Joy is bringing in a lot of experience and just a lot of skills that really, you know, benefit us here too.
Awesome.
I mean, we've been like 1 or 2 places together, and then when we get there, somebody, Miss Joy, I mean, they know her. I don't even know these people. She already know. So I know she's been around. She's traveled. So we are grateful to have her experience and her knowledge. Thank you for saying that, Veronica. Yeah, because we were on a campus the other week.
Oh yeah.
And there she was. They were like, oh, I said, okay. Yeah. So we're happy on today. I think it's good that we can laugh some, you know. We try not to have some of the topics are just more serious than others.
Right.
And so we do have to have some seriousness in our topics, but you know, we do need to have some laughter because laughter is healing as well. And I'm just thinking about this being Mental Health Month. This is something that maybe we want to kind of share with our families that I think, Veronica, you said it before, it's okay to not be okay. Right. But somebody, you can't keep on being, you know, I messed up your saying, didn't I?
It's okay to not be okay. I don't remember what I said, Ms.
But she had a
but I think I was going through something at the time, and I was motivating myself. But you know, it's okay to not be okay as long as you don't stay in that point that you are in. We all go through things, but you know, it's okay. One person's situation is not your situation, so we got to remember not to compare ourselves to others too, and give ourselves grace. But you know, it's okay to not be okay, accept that we're at that place and move on.
That's right. And I think the mental health, your mental health, I mean, if you're not mentally healthy, that's an illness as well. You know, I think in your meeting the other day where they talked about how, you know, just like diabetes is an illness, you know, if you have a mental health, that's an illness too, if it's an issue. So we and I think somebody said it, I'm just trying to remember. I do listen. Somebody said, you know, if you had a high blood pressure or diabetes, you would go and get treatment.
That's right.
But if your mind is not healthy, people don't want to talk about this taboo. Well, you know, it's like your it's like your your thoughts, you know, wherever your thoughts are, and if that's all out of control, it's
Right.
gonna lead you to do some
That's
crazy,
gonna affect
some
your
other
mind.
stuff. Yeah,
Right.
so we got, the mind needs to be healthy.
That's
That's
right.
true.
You know, that's, I think, you know, one thing about it, that has been something that has been taught in us, and sometimes especially people of color, that if you have some things going on with you mentally that you're crazy, it's not necessarily that I'm crazy, it's that I might need a little fixing, I might need a little help.
Mhm.
I got I got high blood pressure, so what does that make me? That make it, if I don't take the medicine, that make me crazy because I die of a stroke or whatever like that. So we have to think about, you know, being healthy. We have to think about the whole person.
Right.
And a lot of times we don't, we might heal the physical parts, you know, but you know, we got to realize that the mental parts are the parts that people can't see,
Mhm.
you know, and those have to be healed. But that's a part of our daily self-care. And we have to practice that daily, because, you know, I see a saying, been seeing it for a while on Roy and Wallace, that every day is a new day. And we want to keep those new days coming.
Right.
And the way that we keep those new days is that we practice that self-care, and we take care of ourselves,
Right.
and we help our friends, our families, our partners, or whoever to take care of themselves too.
Right.
Because we are, you know, this is a thing like, we're a community and we're a village, you know, although we might not act like it at times, though we might not want to be a part of it at times, we are still, you know, and we are our sisters and our brothers keepers. And we have to realize that, you know, and with the meeting the other day, the caregiver, the grandmother that spoke, you know, she really did an excellent job. And she talked about the things that she saw that happened with her son, that because it was so new to her, she didn't know what it was.
Right.
But when it started happening to her grandson, it was immediate, like, this is what's going on. And she also has a daughter that's special needs. And when she found out her daughter was special needs, then she got on it right then, and she started doing, you know, things for the daughter. Now I think the daughter now is like 36 years old. But like the other day, they were coming from some kind of catfish day or something, where they went to the park and had fish and all this different things. Everything, the softball and the stuff like that, she has her involved in everything, and the joy prom and stuff like that. So we got to realize, you know, and because she's a church member of mine, then she has, I can go to her for different things, and she can help me on different levels. She can help me even with other families other than the families that I serve through community counseling, you know, to help them to do, because like when I was talking to this lady, she say, well, do you pay for diapers? Do you pay for Pampers, or does he get them free? And she said, well, I pay for them. We're going to teach, I'm going to help you get them free, you know, because he has a disability and stuff like that. So, you know, it's important that we realize that, you know, other people know something, and we need to tap into these resources, because we have some rich, valuable resources in our communities. And a lot of times we overlook them, you know, even though sometimes we might have some who have mental disabilities, mental illness and stuff like that. You just don't know until you sit down and start talking to that person, what a valuable resource that person is. You know, and when I started talking to her, she was just saying about how she gets mentally unstable, you know, stuff like that. But if you go to her and ask her something, she's gonna help you all the way. She's gonna tell you, this is what we do for this, and this is what we're going to do for this, and you see what I'm saying, and this is where you get this help, and this is where you get the help, a valuable resource.
Right.
You know, so we have to realize that. That's all.
Yeah, so we're just thankful today that we were able to share some of the things about your program, and hopefully in the future we'll have you all to come back and share with us some more enlightening things about your program. Certainly if you have anything coming up that you want us to communicate to our parents and families, please let us know. But does anybody else have any other questions or comments, any additional closing remarks, or anything that anybody want to share?
I would just like to say thank you so much for having us today. This was an honor and a privilege. Thank you.
Oh, we're just so happy to have you all.
And again, thank you. And what you said about mental health is great. And the only thing I want to just leave this is that because you look good on the outside, don't mean you're inside. You know, people certainly inside. So mental health, you know, my cousin, she always smiling, but she was going through depression. And she shared that with us about a couple weeks ago. So just because you're smiling, looking good, don't mean that you feel good. So just keep that in mind.
All right.
Nice.
Okay. All right.
I'm just glad to be able to sit amongst all of this wealth of knowledge.
That means she's gonna be calling me. That's what that means. Joy,
Been great.
she know how to dial some digits. She's gonna be calling y'all.
Joy is talking. Right.
All right.
I just want to say just thank you. I've enjoyed it.
Well,
I
we
always enjoy it. Yeah.
Well, I'm so glad we enjoyed having you on. Ryan, you got any final words, final comments?
Thank you, ladies, again for the awesome collaboration and the resources that you provide.
I do have to just jump in and say this. I know sometimes, we're so thankful for the people that donate things to us. And we try to get those donations in a timely manner when we have projects going on. But sometimes people bring stuff after we started putting stuff together. And I'm saying these ladies, they don't let that just bother them at all. They just like, what's next? So yeah, because this just came in. I mean, one day we had packed up almost everything in here. But we still need to give this to the family. So we are grateful that people do feel the need to come and share stuff with us so that we can share with our families. And I'm appreciative that you all understand that. So yeah, I think that's all that we have for today on this program, but we are just want to say that just hang in there, parents. We are going to continue to have these podcasts every second and fourth Wednesday. We will be publishing them on our YouTube channel at Parent Talk at Discovery Center. And so until next time, everybody have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.